Put your hands behind your back.
The father on your screen is named Andrew Wiley. About 2 full years have passed since his daughter went missing, but he swears to police that he is in distress and knows nothing about it.
Do you know where Lori is now?
No, I do not.
And while they initially took his word for it, upon further investigation into finding Lori Paige, the police would uncover a secret so much darker than even their trained eyes were prepared for.
She told me that her dad was gonna.
Yeah, we found her. She's right where you left her.
The evidence only pointed to one person, and Andrew was immediately arrested on suspicion of not only having something to do with it, but also other crimes.
And her dad like used to and stuff.
On the night of June 3, 2023, Florida police received a 911 call from a man saying his daughter had quote-unquote run off in the middle of the night while he was at work.
Hey, you Mr. Wiley? Yes, sir. Hey, I'm so sorry. So, do you remember what she was last wearing?
Officers obviously thought that she had genuinely ran away because this was a concerned father looking for his child, and so they did everything in their power to help him. But when weeks passed and turned into 6 months of time, it became pretty obvious that something bad was going on.
Here's why we're here. She hasn't been heard from in 6 months. Me and him, we're part of the homicide unit. I'm not telling you anything's happened to her, but it's gotten to the point now where probabilities are not in our favor. Yeah. Me and him don't believe you had anything to do with it. You did not kill her, right? No. Right. No. You would not want to. That's your daughter, right? No. Okay.
After genuinely believing the facade and using their resources to help Andrew Wiley find his child, they would eventually realize one thing. None of it made sense, and all the evidence they did find pointed one direction. And when they decided to shift their focus onto that one person, the man who should have been the most affected out of everyone, they would realize that the man they had been helping was actually one of the most evil human beings to ever walk the earth.
I don't know to tell you. Well, how about something we would understand? Explains why she ain't around anymore.
But they would have no idea just how deep the sick, twisted nature of what happened was until they would bring him in for questioning, and nothing would prepare them for the things that they were about to hear.
Let's first start. Do you have any questions, like what's been about the case? What's been going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like I know, like before, like when Detective Drake was doing it, I just assumed she was gonna, get it done, because the first time they found her. So I'm thinking, yeah, it was cool. But I think what was frustrating was like we barely talked. Mm-hmm. She'll text sometimes, but that was it. And I think the last time I talked to her, I said, I don't want to talk to you if you ain't gonna tell me nothing. Yeah. And that was it. Okay. And I think they started switching stuff.
Yeah. So about what? Was it 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I know I took on the 1st.
About 3 weeks ago, that's when I came to see you in Thomasville. Yeah. And that was done because they know that detectives in the homicide unit have a lot of experience, and usually, I mean, collectively we've got probably more experience than the rest of the detectives here in CIB. So we've looked at a bunch of different types of cases through our career. Most of us have been training officers before, and just have a lot of experience with different things, and kind of can move through cases rather efficiently. So that was the thought. And given the other idea too, the morbid nature of it is, after 7 months, probabilities aren't great. And I know you talked to Sergeant Newhouse about that already, and I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we find her with, a bunch of kids running the streets, and she just don't want to be told to do anything. And that's kind of what I'm worried about, is making sure that we do what we can to find her safe and sound and bring her back to you.
7 months had passed, and everyone in the department knows in their gut what this means. This stopped being a missing persons case a long time ago, but watch how they play it with Andrew. They keep feeding him hope we're going to bring her back safe. But make no mistake, this is a carefully calculated strategy by the officers, keeping the suspect swimming in false hope, genuinely believing you don't know what they did. They get comfortable, and they start to tell on themselves real quick.
We went to Nashville, spoke with Miranda, and obviously there's a lot going on with Miranda. She mentioned Lori being hospitalized up there
in Nashville.
In Nashville, at Vanderbilt University Hospital. Did she ever mention that to you?
No.
Okay. She mentioned Lori being prescribed medications. Is that something that you were?
I learned that later. Like when
Okay.
I talked to the grandma,
Yeah.
she was saying she was on medication. I'm like, why you didn't tell me?
Right.
If you wanted me to help out, you know, just tell me. I would have did whatever.
Well, from Miranda told us she weaned Lori off of those medications before she even brought her down here. So.
What kind of meds?
Something related to it's used for two things: blood pressure and anxiety.
What was
Glucophene. I can't promise that I'm spelling that word right, but we have already done records to get those records.
Yeah.
I mean, either the grandma.
I'm sorry, legal process
or
to
the
get the
mama
records.
down, 'cause the grandma said she weaned off whatever that
Mhm.
was.
Yeah, she told us that too, but Miranda told us that. So I don't know which one.
Miranda was the name of Lori's mother, and unfortunately, because of their rocky relationship, Andrew was granted full custody of his daughter. On paper, it makes him look like the good parent who actually stepped up, but in reality, once the mom was out the picture, that meant he had full control over her life, with nobody to stop him. And as police would observe this dark dynamic, they would come closer to the truth about what really happened to Lori Paige.
Is there anything? I mean, now I'm thinking about it. Anything on your iPhone? This is. I guess you had another number before, a Miami number before.
I had a lot.
Because I know back then when we talked to you, you had a Miami number, then you switched it to a Georgia number, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Is there anything on that phone, like the old phone with Miranda?
No.
No text messages or anything?
There's few, but I mean, it ain't that many. It's few. Yeah, it's few.
Okay. I mean, how are those conversations usually?
I mostly call her, so
Okay.
we'll talk, but it was never long, you know.
Okay.
But we don't talk.
How well do you remember that kind of like that week leading up to her going missing? You think if we asked you some questions, you'd remember some of it? Okay. Let's start with, it would have been around the 25th of May. I don't know if you remember the date, but it would have been the day Miranda came.
Okay.
Do you remember how that interaction
It
went?
was bad.
What
It was bad. 'Cause
what was the whole purpose for Miranda being there?
Miranda pop up, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know half the time why she do stuff she did, but it was already, because I think she just ran away, you know,
Mhm.
before that. And when that day happened, she was just like, I don't know, like she just let it all out.
Had you called her to let her know that Lori ran away, or was it something
The
that?
first time I called
Mhm.
her, and she was like, oh yeah, she do that all the time.
Okay.
And then she was like, don't be surprised if you do it again or something. I hung up the phone. And then the second time, I ain't called. I just talked to the detective.
Right.
And just was trying to see.
Okay. It seemed like that was one of the things she said she came down for. What she was upset about is that no one told her that Lori had gone missing. But if she wasn't concerned before, why would you call her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We told her the first time. We was letting her know, but she said what she said, and I don't even think she checked back. But whatever.
And just so we're clear, the first time is the May 9th incident when they found her back at school? Okay, gotcha. Because I know there was a time before that.
When she ran out the house?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't tell Miranda about that time?
I don't think I did.
Okay, gotcha. Like I said, I just want to make sure I'm understanding the same
Is
thing
that-
as all.
Is that the one you told me about before, where you may have like broken your toe or something like that, trying to catch her?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever go to the hospital or anything for that? I forget.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I mean, I don't know if you said she had any injuries from that. Like,
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah, she was going crazy. When we got back in the house, I said, you did more damage to yourself, did you feel me? Didn't get in the bubble. I'm like, you tripping.
Mm-hmm.
She had a big scar on the knee. She had a busted lip when she
Mm-hmm.
fell.
You said it was a circle on her knee, right?
It's like a circle.
How big or like what shape would it be?
It's probably about that big.
Okay.
She still has a scar?
Yeah.
Okay.
She jumped in the ditch. Let's do it.
Right, yeah. Is it that ditch like right behind the house?
So you see, not this back here on the side. So if you walk all the way to the side, it's a long.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's a little deeper than the one behind the house. Okay.
Every single one of these pathetic excuses Andrew is feeding detectives right now, the ditch, the busted lip, the scar on her knee, none of those things are a coincidence. This story has been rehearsed for years, covering for injuries that Lori kept showing up to school with over and over. This is a violent man who had no patience for his own blood, who was still figuring out how to grow up. But the police are aware and have manipulation tactics of their own. And if he thought this was gonna keep working, he would have another thing coming.
The day she went missing, what do you remember about that day? I know you went to work, right? You left that the night before. That's what you originally told us. You left that night before. What had been going on throughout that day leading up to before you went to work?
Nothing. Everything was chill. Like I said, she be in her own world, not be in the room. So it ain't like we, I ain't trying her or going back and forth with her. I'm just sticking everything straight. And you had your bad days. So, that was it. I went to work, came home. I was like, what the hell, bro?
Okay. I'm specifically talking like that the day you would have gone to work later that night, but during that day before.
Yeah.
How was she acting?
Just quiet, like closed off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
were you home all day with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't do that much stuff. Like we chill.
Okay.
When she was just home and you guys were doing your thing, what was that thing? Was she playing any video games, playing on the TV, drawing something else, anything else?
A lot of our days is just her watching anime and me being in the room watching on TV. That's it. It ain't. It's literally nothing that we do the same thing every day. We chill, we watch TV.
Pretty routine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just that during that time she was more, I don't know, say like in her head or something.
Okay. Was there anyone else living with you at the time? Like, and you got a girlfriend, right?
Yeah, but I think she was in the field.
Okay.
In Louisiana.
So it was just you and Lori at the house. Okay. We look into everybody. We look into everything.
Pay very close attention right here, because this is where everything turns. Up until this point, this has all been Andrew talking and the detectives listening. But they just confirmed a crucial part of the story, his actual work attendance. And it is definitely not matching the story he's been telling this entire time. And they are about to use this information to calmly dismantle him in real time.
All right. This job will make you cynical. And we have to go over every single thing for two reasons. One, we've got to make sure, because what's going to happen is if we get asked, why didn't you ask that question? You never asked the question. Well, we didn't, and we'll never know, until we ask you. The other thing is for the reasons you contacted Mr. Zellman, is that you've seen what's going on in the news and everything else. You've heard what they're saying about you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why I wanted to talk to you too, okay? Not because I believe what's going on, but because, all right, it doesn't matter what I think. We have to ask certain questions and do certain things to make sure that no one has any doubts about you.
And in this moment, you can see his heart drop. This man who's been controlling every word and every excuse out of his mouth for the past year realizes that the police might actually know more than they're letting on. And he tries desperately to keep his composure, but he has no clue just how bad this is about to get.
All right. So some of the things we did is we looked at kind of where you were. We have, we have all kinds of tools at our disposal. All right. If you're okay with this, all right. So it looks like you may not have been at work certain days during that time. That's why I kind of asked you,
Okay.
is there anything that would have kept you home? Do you remember not going to work or calling in sick? You were supposed to be at your shift and didn't?
No.
You don't remember any of that? Okay. Because it looks like you work all the time, and then there's a couple days you don't go to work. So
What you mean?
there were a couple days during that time frame you didn't go to work.
Time frame
So-
being the last time Miranda
From the-
Miranda showed up
That week before
to
she
Laura
went
being
missing.
missing.
Yeah.
You coming home and not finding her. Do you remember calling in sick any of those days?
No.
And the reason we're asking was there something happening at home that would have caused you to think that you couldn't go to work for whatever reason?
No.
Okay. Did the day that day leading up to Lori going missing? So you went to work that night, came home, she was missing. That day, whole day before, did you leave town at all?
I don't know.
They asked him, did you leave town before your daughter went missing? And he said, I don't know. As if you can just forget literally leaving the city. But the reason he lied about this was because this would actually become one of the single most important details in this entire case. And the next words they would say would make him realize, holy shit, I might be going to prison.
Was there any reason you would go to Jacksonville?
Jacksonville. Not that I can recall.
They're asking if he had any reason to go to Jacksonville. He says no. But they're not asking as a hypothetical. They're asking because they have evidence that that's exactly where he was when his daughter had vanished. And now that he has said he wasn't there, they have officially caught him in his first major lie. A detail that would lead to his downfall very soon.
Not that I can recall.
Okay. Because it looks like you went just before you went to work. So you went to Jacksonville during that day and then came back, then went to work. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, what was that for?
I was dropping the friend off at the airport.
Who's your friend?
Tim
What?
Brown.
Tim Brown?
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, he magically remembers going to Jacksonville and knows exactly why he was there. He was just dropping a friend off at the airport. And he magically remembers this random friend's name too. How convenient. Having no clue that with all the information they have behind the scenes, he's just digging himself a deeper hole with every word.
Do you have his phone number?
Not in this one.
Okay, in your other phone you have it? Who is Tim to you?
Just a friend.
Okay, was he staying with you?
No.
Okay, where was he staying?
He was somewhere in Tallahassee. He just needed a ride to the airport.
Okay, so that was all it was, you took him to the airport?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Tim his real name?
Yeah.
Is it Timothy or what does Tim look like?
He red, short, low cut.
Okay. How old?
I don't know, 30 something.
30 something? Okay. And that was that day. Where was Lori that day? Was she with you? Or?
No, Lori was home.
Okay. She was at home?
Yeah.
Okay. She didn't ride with you to the airport?
No.
Okay. So yeah, so in the days before, did you call out sick to hang out with them or?
No.
No, nothing like that?
No.
All right. On the day you reported her missing, it took you a while to get home. It was kind of outside your normal routine. Do you remember before all that what happened?
No.
So you took Tim to the airport,
On the day.
came home, went to work, and then made a stop or two along the way home. Do you remember any of those? Do you remember contacting patients first?
No.
Okay. All right.
would there be any reason you contact patients first?
Andrew is now more uncomfortable than he's ever been in his life. Because you see, this man is actually a correctional officer. He spent years in the system around inmates and watching cases get built. And so he genuinely believes he's invincible and knows how the system works. But knowing the system from the inside does not mean you know a thing about how detectives catch people in a lie. And with the advanced training they've been running on him without a speck of his knowledge, they trick him into finally digging himself so far that it snaps.
And you can see where we're going with this, right? You know, there's a trip out of town, Lori goes missing, then you're going to an urgent care facility. You know, it's just, like I said, I'm not suspicious of you doing anything. All right, I just kind of, these are questions that are going to come up and we need answers to them. That's all, so we can explain it and kind of go in the right direction for this case and look elsewhere, right? There's when you get home that morning and you figure out she's missing, do you call anybody or ask anybody or go looking for her any place before you call us?
Did I do that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know I called the police. I know when I got home, I was like,
do you remember about what time you got home?
no.
Okay. Do you know if you got home later than usual or earlier than usual?
It depends on the time.
Mm-hmm.
Cause sometimes if I do overtime, I get off a little late instead of like at 4.
Yeah.
It'd be like around like 11, 12.
In the time Lori's gone missing, have any family members or anyone else reached out to you to ask or tell you about her or her whereabouts or anything?
I mean, no. No.
Even if it's like crazy and you dismissed it, has there been anything?
No.
Has anybody come other than police come to talk to you about her?
Like what? Like come to my house?
Mm-hmm.
The teachers?
What did they talk to you about?
Just seeing where she was and whatnot. That's about it.
How was your relationship with them?
I don't know them people.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't like, the only teacher I knew was the art teacher.
Okay.
How many teachers came to talk to you?
It was 2.
Okay. Do you remember
3.
the names?
It was 3. It was one guy, I don't know the name. I know the lady who would be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
It was a black lady and a man, white man.
Did they all come at one time or separately?
It was separate.
Okay.
And it was just to ask where she was?
Dad, support. About it.
Okay.
After establishing the kind of person Andrew is, as well as his garbage parenting, to the point where he could not name a single one of his daughter's teachers, the detectives would then shift their focus to the physical evidence that could potentially end this case right here. They wanted to look on his phone. And just like a cheater who will hold on to that device with the strength of 1,000 lions, this man's entire innocent persona starts to crumble the second they demand to see his device. I wonder what could be on there.
So, before you let us take your phone and download it, is it okay if we do that with your other phone? Because we didn't know about that one.
Download what?
Well, all the stuff that you had us do before, any messages or anything, maybe we can get Tim's number from your phone as well.
Y'all want to download my phone?
Yeah.
For what?
Well, to see if there's anything in there, anything she looked up on your phone, anything that any account she created on your phone that may tell us where she is. Because I know she had some accounts that she started, and we have that. Did we get that from?
Yeah, like when she would play Roblox with your girlfriend's sister. She said she used to play it on your phone because she didn't have a phone at the time.
But what?
That when they were together that Thanksgiving, like she would play on her mom's phone and then Lori would play on your mom's phone so that they could play Roblox together.
No.
Whose phone should she have played on? Because she didn't have a phone based on that time frame.
she didn't play Roblox on the phone. And if she did play it on the phone, it wasn't her phone. It had to be, I don't even think it was her account. It had to be, my girl's sister. But she never played Roblox on my phone.
Anything and everything just to avoid giving them his phone, but they were not gonna let him off that easy.
We know she started certain like internet accounts. I think she started Twitter, she started Instagram and all this stuff, but at some points you had taken her phone away, and we didn't know if before she even got a phone, did she start a different account? Or maybe we can get that information from your old phone. Because since you've had this new one, it was after Lori left, right?
Yeah.
And that's why that your new one doesn't do as much good. The old one might.
So, just because you don't have her Instagram account active on your phone doesn't mean that it won't be in the history.
But she didn't use my phone for Instagram. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, she didn't use my phone. She had a phone or she didn't have a phone. She didn't use my phone.
Well, so that's kind of the problem we're running into is we do know that she had other accounts, but I can't find them on her phone. So I know somehow
Because
she's
she
accessing
started all
them.
that on the school computer.
But here's the
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't.
Yeah,
She
that was
didn't get on my phone to play. Like, she had a computer. She literally had a computer. If she had a computer, TV, she was straight. It wasn't like, oh, I just got that phone too when I got her phone.
Okay,
So that phone was new too.
So you got them at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. So it wasn't like she was using my phone. She had a phone, but I took it away and she still had her computer.
Okay.
Like, I never took the computer away.
Because of the school computer.
Yeah.
Right. What about your other computer? You mentioned you had your own computer,
Yeah.
and you caught her doing some of the stuff on that.
That was, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just talked about it, and then, I just talked about it. And then she started using my computer.
Okay. Is that computer synced to your phone?
Nope.
Are there any shared accounts between that computer and your phone?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know how to do that.
Well, Apple's, it's easy. Other Google makes it easy, so that's why.
Because I use an Apple phone
Yeah.
and a Microsoft
Mm-hmm.
computer,
Yeah.
so they don't talk.
Yeah. You can't make it talk.
No.
And like I said, it's not that we're accusing you of anything at
It
all.
sounded like
It sure sounds like it. The second basic information reaches on the table, this guy is getting defensive. The mask of the innocent man who doesn't know anything has finally slipped, and it was about to break once more. Because even though his lawyer will now convince him to keep cooperating, they had no idea just how bad this was about to get.
I know it feels that way.
If I thought that was the way that things were going, I would have stopped the question. You and I would have had a conversation. Okay, that's not what I am hearing them say. They are trying to exhaust all possible means. Because I know, give you an example.
And alleviate the pressure from outside people that's putting on you and making you out to be this person that you're not. That's honestly, that's the main reason. Because man, you're talking about like Nancy Grace already getting involved in this, doing podcasts and everything else. I don't want them to portray you as this horrible parent that did anything wrong. You were trying to do the best you could for this girl, and I wouldn't tell them, hey, he wouldn't let us download his phone, but they're gonna ask. And if it's something that, if there's any chance it could help, that's what we're after. And we're gonna go through, I'm telling you, we're gonna go through your phone. We're gonna look at pictures, we're gonna look at stuff. Even if you had like a like a live or something like that, you know, that maybe she was captured in. I don't know if you do that. I don't, but there could be something there that we could use to find her.
An account she may be logged into that we don't already know about.
And you wouldn't know about it if it's been deleted, but the data would still be there.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to me privately?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can step out.
Okay.
It's just a minute before you.
Oh yeah. Just knock on the door when you guys have it off.
This has to be the first father in the history of Earth who will refuse to hand over his phone when all the police are asking for is to look at it to find evidence to find his missing child. If there's even a 1% chance it could help, you would give them your phone. But instead, Andrew clams up and now wants to take a break to re-strategize privately with his lawyer. And I don't know about you, but I don't think a parent needs a lawyer to find their missing child. But the police would then try a different method. While the phone thing was pending, they decided that they would try to fish for some other evidence, knowing that perhaps if they had more information on the emotional state of the child, that could give them some context as to just how horrible of a father he was, and even in the smallest ways could give them clues on how to take him down.
Before you called 911, did you go anywhere to look for her?
Probably, maybe, I don't know. You telling me something?
Did you call anybody that would have known where she was?
I don't know. I probably went back to the grandma house, maybe. I don't know. All I know is she was missing and I called.
Did grandma have the same number?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know you said Lori was upset after Miranda left one of the times, and that you had to kind of talk her down. What was her normal, I guess, attitude toward anything in general, like broad definition?
What you mean?
Like, was she always peppy, happy, sad, depressed,
No, she was
anything like that? Huh?
quiet and sad.
What is that?
99% of the time.
And you said you read her journals.
Yeah.
Were you ever concerned about, because you had said that one of them was kind of depressing. Were you ever concerned about Lori in that aspect at all?
I just thought she probably needed some help, some counseling or something, anything. But, like I said, I talked to her, to focus on being creative.
Mm-hmm. Did she ever openly talk to you about?
One time,
Okay. What did she say during that time?
she felt like,
When she talked about, what was the aftermath of that?
I was like, why the hell are you talking about? She just said she talked to her mama. Gave her a hug, we talked.
Do you think she was serious at the time, or do you think something else?
I don't know. Yeah, she bold enough to run away. I don't know. I mean, at this point.
Did you ever see her researching online, like how to, or anything like that, along with some of the other stuff?
I never checked the computers like that. You feel me?
And it gets even sadder when you learn the actual reasons this girl was so sad and depressed, and the things her own father was subjecting her to. So horrible that it could give her literal depression and make her not want to be here anymore.
So tell me about what your relationship was like when y'all went to school.
Like, she used to tell me about, like, her dad and stuff. And, like, I just feel like, why won't you tell nobody? Like, running away is not going to solve it.
What was the stuff that she was telling you about her dad and her family?
But she said her dad, like, don't feed her. And her dad, like, used to her and stuff. I told her, like, you need to go tell somebody. Like, you can't just sit there and let it happen because it's going to keep bottling up. And one day, can't take it anymore. You're going to end up doing something that you don't want to do.
Right.
So I told her, like, you need to go tell somebody, or else it's just gonna keep happening. And when I found out she went missing, I was like, well, y'all need to go check our friend's house. Maybe, like, she'll be over there. And then she wasn't there. And her friend said they haven't seen her either. I was trying to, I kept trying to get her to tell somebody. And she's like, no, I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Like, no, you need to tell somebody because I've been through the same thing. I just don't live with my parents no more.
Right.
But, like, you need to tell somebody. it's not gonna go away. You need to talk. You need to say something. And she didn't want to say nothing. So then the next 2 days I came to school, she wasn't there. And like I kept asking teachers, I was like, where is Lori at? Like she's not coming to school. Where's Lori? So then the teacher was like, oh yeah, she went missing. Go look at it. It's on the news. And I just started crying. Like I was like, what you mean she went missing?
Did she ever tell you why she wouldn't tell? Like what she thought would happen if she did tell somebody about all that? What did she think?
She told me that her dad was gonna kill her. If you go look on the news and you see the video that Miss Summers was in, you can see her dad like standing on the side, and he was smiling. He wasn't doing anything. He was smiling. Like he was looking like, and he was looking around while they was searching for Lori, right? He's sitting on the side like smiling and looking around. Baby, you're not gonna look for your child? And this is why, like, if I see her dad again, he's done with me because I'm really gonna beat him up. Like I'm sick of people.
And here we have it, a full perspective on what was really going on in that home. Lori Paige was sad, scared, and felt as if she had no way out of the hell that she was being subjected to every day. And unfortunately, this interrogation would end and Andrew was not put in handcuffs. There was simply not enough evidence to know if he had done something. But that was until 1 year later, everything would change. At some point in the year, there was a controlled fire on a plantation to clear out the land. And while this was being done, somebody made a shocking discovery. It was bones. And once the necessary checks were done, it was confirmed that this was unfortunately Lori Paige.
Today is June the 3rd, 2025 at 10:05 a.m. We're currently at the Merrily Plantation just outside Boston, Georgia. This video is to show the area where Andrew would have dropped or dumped Lori Paige's remains back on June 3rd, 2023. This is approximately 2 years to the date of when that occurred. This video is to show the area and what it looked like at the time and how thick the vegetation is.
Whoever left her there must have known how thick the plants were and felt like she would never be discovered. But the truth always comes to light. And with this new physical evidence discovered, a laundry list of new proof was brought to the table that once again only pointed at one person. And this time, it was 100 times more damning than the last. As the police would rush for Andrew and throw him in the station once again, they would give him the exact same detective from the first interrogation a year prior. Except this time, the conversation would not go nearly as smoothly.
Do you have any idea why you're here? Angie, we can play games if you want to, but I'm tired of playing games. Alright? Is there anything you want to ask me?
You brought me here.
I know I brought you here. You don't want to know why?
You got the floor.
You're not concerned in the least? You're a corrections officer. You just got brought to the police department in handcuffs. And you don't have any questions? You're right. Like I said, I'm tired of playing games. This whole thing's been pretty important to us. I would hope it's been pretty important to your family too. So like I said, I'm not gonna play games with you. When was the last time you were in Thomas County? When was the last time you were in Boston?
Said you moved here in September. Been back out there since?
This silent treatment. I mean, how do you want to play this, man?
I mean, if I were in your position, I'd have a ton of questions as to why I was here now.
This man has been arrested out of the blue and yet does not have a single question as to why he is here. Staying silent as if that's something an innocent person would do and yet wants to convince us that he did not commit the crime. This is not only brainless, but it is downright evil.
and I'm not going to pretend you're not a smart man. I know you're a smart man, so you understand the difference between murder, manslaughter, and everything in between, right? Negligent manslaughter, any of those things. You understand that? You've seen people come in and out of that prison day in, day out, different types of charges. How do the ones look that are charged with murder versus the ones that are charged with lesser offenses? Do they look different? Do they act different? Which one do you want to be?
I just think everybody deserves what happened there.
If anybody, for you. You want everybody to think you're a monster? Because I can tell you right now, if you wait to do that when you get to court, ain't no one going to want to listen to you. Your chances right now, we can amend charges.
Your family, Miranda's family, till at this point,
Your son.
half the country.
I mean, you went on the air and you talked to this lady with a podcast. You did a whole bunch of things. And they at first felt bad for you, but you know what? There were times they called us. And they're like, I don't know about this guy. And I'm not saying that prompted us to do anything. We just gather the facts and make our decision based on that. However, the one person who has the most information is you when you want all the information and the truth to come out. So like I said, you can wait for that to happen later if you want to, but no one's going to listen to you then. The only reason I wanted to talk to you is to find out the truth.
Do you even care? An honest question, man.
You're sitting there giggling in handcuffs while you're being charged with your daughter's murder.
Seeing this face makes my blood boil, but not as much as the fact that he is still pretending and speaking as cold as the dark void inside of his soul.
Yeah. That wasn't clear when I said that a minute ago? That's why you're here.
On what basis?
I mean, we're talking about a 2-year investigation. We're not going to sit here and go through every piece of evidence, but what we can tell you is that we have enough evidence to charge you with murder.
Charge random people.
No.
We don't charge random people.
Definitely random.
Especially not after a 2-year investigation.
And I'm telling you right now, if you don't show any signs of remorse right now, if you don't show any signs that you give right now, you are going to be convicted. There is no doubt in my mind. Convicted of what is up to you. That's your only play here. Is it going to be guilty as charged, or is it going to be something else? Because right now, I'm with you and the way you're acting, it's going to be guilty as charged, no doubt in my mind. I've done enough of these. This is your shot, bud. And I'm willing to listen now. I'm willing to file any information that you have to go along with this case. And you know what? Deep down, I think you do feel bad. I think you do have remorse for what happened. And I think you got scared and did some stupid so she wouldn't be found.
So you ain't found my daughter.
That's all you're concerned about, whether or not we found her?
Yeah.
Yeah, we found her. She's right where you left her.
You're sitting here throwing your hands up like you found her, so what? Well, you're being charged with murder, and we're saying we found her, so I think you're smart enough to put 2 and 2 together.
I ain't mad at you, Andrew. I feel bad for you. Because I know over the last couple of years, this has been eating away at you. Every time we spoke, every time you came up here, I remember that day in the lobby. I thought that was genuine. And no one goes through the hassle of getting into corrections and doing all that stuff if they weren't deep down a good person. So I'm willing to entertain the idea, at least if you can give me enough details about it to understand what really happened. Because when Miranda talks about you, I don't believe what she says. When Brooklyn talks about you, I don't believe what she says. I believe Antoine, that's your brother. He likes you. He loves you. He's your brother. He spoke nothing but good things about you. And that's got to come from a place where you truly are. So like I said, I'm willing to hear you out. We need to get this right. But right now, the way things are, it doesn't look good for you. Make it look better. Come on, Andrew. Be a true grieving father like you are. Like I know you are.
It's over, man.
Do what you have to do to make this right now. You won't have another opportunity. You'll be looking at a bunch of people in a jury booth that won't give a flying hell about what you say when it comes your time. They're not going to care. They're going to look at everything else, and then they're going to convict you. But they have to get it right. I need them to get it right. You need them to get it right. So we need to know what actually happened. Okay? Was it a mistake? Was it an accident?
Doesn't matter.
Keep it up, man. This is your life, not mine. I can give. When this is over, that's it. That's the only opportunity you're going to get. I'm going to go about my business. I'm going to work the next case. Okay?
Listen, man. The mystery's over. All right.
Acting like that is what's pissing me off.
Lori's dead. You're charged with her murder.
So my daughter's dead.
She's dead.
Playing dumb and pretending as if he is hearing this for the first time. Not only utterly evil, but also so brainless and stupid that he actually believes this is how somebody who was innocent would be reacting the first time hearing this news.
We found her remains.
Where?
You tell us. Because you wouldn't be here charged with murder for your daughter's death if we didn't have evidence to support that you did it. We wouldn't be doing it all speculation. We wouldn't be doing it all somebody thinks you did it. You've got evidence to support that you did it.
You have evidence.
Plenty of it.
I killed myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said.
Yes. And that is why you're here right now.
So I would come.
Because what we want to know is, how did it happen? That's what we're giving you the opportunity to tell us. Did you just get mad at her one day and decide this is the day? Was it an accident? Did something happen and you got scared after the fact?
Did you plan it? I mean, those are all questions I would want to be answered if I were a jury.
We wouldn't be doing our job if we weren't sitting here asking you these questions to try and give you the opportunity to tell us what actually happened that day.
And if I were on trial for it, I would like to give the jury those answers before they speculate as to what it was. Because them coming up with their own ideas is going to be very bad for you. Premeditated murder does not look well for you in court.
Another part of the evidence they now have is that they were finally able to search his phone. The same phone he had been hiding like his life depended on it. And on that device, they would find search history of how to dispose of a body. Among other things like the nearest remote water bodies. And surprise, surprise, it was actually this very search history that led the police to even find her remains in the first place.
The biggest evidence in the case was his phone leading us to this plantation where her body was eventually found.
And best believe after this point, they searched his car as well, finding, and I kid you not, heavy cleaning product and blood in the passenger seat. Blood that matched the DNA of Lori Paige. And although they did find a gun in the car, because no gunshot wound was ever reported, detectives believe the cause of death was most likely something like strangulation. But slow and up-close methods like that do not happen without leaving behind substantial evidence for them to find.
But you know what? Every parent up there has been frustrated with their kids. Every parent up there has thought about, oh my God, I wish this was just stop. They're screaming, they're yelling, I can't control them. People understand that. People understand what it brings them to. Getting mad, punching walls, doing whatever, that kind of stuff. Some people do lose their temper, they understand that. But you know what they don't understand and what they don't like? Is someone sitting in your position with a smile on his face, not giving a damn one way or another. That's what they're going to see. Change their mind. Don't let them see that. Let them see who you are. That's your only shot, man. All you got. All you have right now is a story of that someone will understand, that someone may have sympathy for. It's not. Girl, after how long Miranda just drops her on your doorstep, now you got to deal with it, work and everything else? That's a tough spot. She's got all these problems at school, problems everywhere else, and now you got to deal with it? You didn't get a choice? She just didn't come pick her up? And now you got to enroll her in school? Never done that before. Then she's having all these problems at school? Problems at home, you still got to work, what, a night shift? And then come home to deal with that? Oh, man, that's not an easy life. I get your perspective. I understand your point of view. I want everyone else to understand that too.
Jerry, I just said my touch did that.
Yeah.
I need to go away, bro.
Okay. Good luck.
And despite everything we just saw, unfortunately, yes, we know Andrew was guilty. Everybody knew that Andrew was guilty. But he lied and lied and lied the entire time he was in this position, and before he ever had the chance to be publicly exposed and shamed for what he did. One day he was waiting in his cell for his trial, and I kid you not, he got a random blood clot in his artery and died of medical causes. You can't make this shit up. This man spent 12 years of someone's life torturing them to the point where he took it away, and all he got in the end was a random medical emergency. It is the epitome of not fair. But at the very least, we can hope she's in a better place. And if there's somewhere for him to go, well, we know exactly what he's getting and can at least be glad he's off the streets, unable to do this to another person ever again. But speaking of despicable individuals who deserve the worst, a 19-year-old quote-unquote straight man started a relationship with his secret gay lover. But because he didn't want anyone to find out he was gay, he would create an entire catfish profile, pretend to be a different person, and use it to kill his own partner just to hide his gay secret. And if you want to find out the full story of how that happened and what the police did to him after, click the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to the channel for more content, and as always, this case has been decoded.